Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are diving into a fun creative card project featuring a mix of beautiful elements. We'll be working with a gorgeous floral layering stencil, nesting dies, floral die cuts, and bold eye catching sentiments, plus, of course, some sparkle and embellishments to finish it off. All these elements come together to create a stunning card front that you all will love. Before we jump into the project, I would really appreciate if you could take a minute to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Now, when working with a project that involves lots of different elements, I find it helpful to take things one step at a time. So let's start by creating a stunning background using the Mosaic Petals stencil set. This set includes 5 layering stencils designed to build a beautifully detailed daisy inspired floral design. The first 4 layers allow you to play with various color combinations, while the fifth layer adds decorative dots and floral centers for extra interest. These stencils are 6 by 6 inches in size, making them a great fit for your A2 size card fronts. And you're not limited to just ink blending. You can also use these with sprays, paste, and other mediums to add texture and dimensions on your card front. If you prefer a cleaner, less busy background, you can absolutely use one or two of those stencils from the set to achieve a lovely floral effect on your card front. Well, for my background today, I have chosen soft and elegant lavender and green color palette. I'll be using the Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks in the shade Orchid, Amethyst, Aspen, and Sage for my flowers, and Citrine for the flower centers. To keep my panel securely in place, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Sticky Mat. It not only holds both the panel and stencil firmly, but also makes ink blending so much more easier, especially when I'm working with layering stencils where alignment is the key. Now, I began with my first stencil, which features this detailed floral pattern. I applied sage ink to one half of the panel and used amethyst on the other half to create a beautiful contrast. You'll notice that the middle row of flowers features a soft blend of both the purple and green, which creates such a beautiful transition. I'm really loving how these colors work together. The green blends seamlessly into the purple. Well, it's not a combination that I usually gravitate towards, but I'm so glad I chose it for this project. After finishing the ink blending, I carefully peel off the stencil. You'll notice it's not the easiest to remove the stencil, and that just shows how well the sticky mat holds everything in place, keeping your stencil and panel secure throughout the ink blending process. Now, at this point, I want to slow down and show you how I clean my stencils, especially when I'm working with either layering stencils or when I'm mass producing cards in different color schemes using the same stencil. I like to keep two microfiber cloths on hand. I place one underneath, lightly mist the inked area with water, and then I use the second cloth to gently wipe away the ink and any other residue on the stencil. It's a quick and effective way to keep your stencils clean. While my first stencil is drying, I move on to the next layer and repeat this process each time I finish ink blending. For the second stencil as well, I stuck with the same purple and green color palette but switched it to a different shade. I used aspen green and orchid purple. Now, this mix of lighter and darker tones creates a lovely contrast and a smooth, vibrant blend that really enhances the background. Now, you could stop right here where I used just the first 2 layers and still have a gorgeous floral pattern. But I chose to go for a more detailed, fuller background by using the stencil number 3 and 4 to fill in all those smaller gaps as well. For the third stencil, I used only green, and for my fourth, I used just the purple to keep the colors balanced but still visually rich. The fifth and final layer of the stencil adds the flower centers along with tiny dot accents to complete the background. For this, I used a vibrant shade of citrine ink, which really adds a pop of color. At this stage, you could also take it a step further by applying glitter paste or even a touch of gold paste over the yellow areas for extra shine and texture. Well, I chose to add a touch of shimmer for a subtle sparkle. Here's a closer look at the finished panel. I absolutely love how beautifully it turned out. Next, we'll work on the sentiment. I stamped the word Hello Friend sentiment from this beautiful Mod Plant stamp set, which was part of the Rain or Shine release by Simon Says Stamp. I used my VersaFine Onyx Black ink and stamped the sentiment on a piece of white cardstock for a crisp, bold impression. To turn it into a sentiment label, I used the petal tipped label dies, which is a set of 9 nesting dies. Of course, you could also opt for a simple sentiment strip or even a sentiment circle. I really love how the sentiment label looks on the card front, even with the busy background. However, I felt it needed a little extra something to make it stand out even more. That's when I decided to add another layer using the same label die. For this, I'm using the lavender Thai Unuru paper from the latest box number 11 by Your Paper Insider. I absolutely adore this paper. It has such a lovely feathered texture and it is absolutely lightweight, making it perfect addition to your cards. I cut the label using the next size up from the nesting die set and then adhered it behind the white sentiment label, creating a soft lavender border around my sentiment. You could center the sentiment label, but I chose to position it towards the right hand corner of the panel to ensure that I'm not covering up that beautiful floral background. I adhered the sentiment label with liquid glue on the card front. To add a little extra detail, I created a small floral arrangement below the sentiment using the plentiful petals die set and the leafy sprig die. I finished off the card by placing a few metallic toned dazzling gems on either side of the sentiment, and for final touch, I added some sparkle to the flowers and the leaves with my glitter brush pen. Here's a closer look at the finished card. I absolutely love how beautiful this card turned out. With stenciling, ink blending, die cutting, plenty of layering, and just the right amount of sparkle, I'm really happy with how all the elements came together to create this beautiful card front. While this project was definitely time consuming, if you're someone who enjoys mass producing cards, my suggestion would be to break it down into steps. You could start by creating all the backgrounds at once, then work on your sentiment labels, and finish off by adding those floral focal points on each of your card fronts. This design is definitely so versatile, allowing for endless color combinations and suitable for so many different occasions. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching today's video and got inspired. All the supplies that I used will be linked down in the description box below. Please note that all of these links are affiliate links, which means that if you shop using one of my links, I get a small commission at no cost to you guys. Thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, stay safe.